Hey beauties, today's video is all about something that I am deeply passionate about. It is all about how to apply highlighter like a pro. So if you've been someone who loves a good glow but you don't really know what you're doing, now is the time to learn how we makeup artists get it done. You need, first of all, your favorite highlighter, whether it be a powder highlighter or a cream highlighter. You need to also find the perfect shade highlighter, which we'll talk about. You need a setting spray or a finishing mist or a priming spray, just something that is basically like, you know, a really good kind of finishing mist. You need a brush. I like a small tailored brush to work with. I just find it's like a really simple way of getting the product exactly where you need it. And you also need almost like a little eyeshadow brush as well, because I'm gonna show you different areas on the face to put the highlight. That is what you need. I also like to use my fingertips as well for cream-based products if you're that kind of gal. Starting with my fair-skinned beauties, I really recommend our Sweetly Kissed highlighter because it is more of that sort of fair, pinky champagne tone. This just works so beautifully on those that are more fair. You can mix the tones depending on what you're going for with your makeup. You can always also use them individually as well, and you can use this as an eyeshadow. So this is a really good option. For those that have a deeper, darker skin tone, also like medium tan skin tone as well, Bougie that we carry is a perfect highlighter for deeper skin tones, more warmer skin tones. It's just got that kind of like golden undertone that just melts into the skin and just looks like beautiful, I don't know, dewy glass on the skin. It's just stunning. I also personally find for my skin tone, Bougie is best when it comes to powdered highlighters. When it comes to people that are, I would say, over 40 or those that have dry skin, I do think that our Do You is an amazing option. It's also good for all different skin tones. It doesn't matter what tone of skin you have. It really melts into the skin seamlessly no matter what color skin tone you have. I'm just gonna show you on my hand there. Just a really, really pretty highlighter that almost looks like you just came from a facial. It's not like a really intense, definitely not powdery highlighter. It's more of just like dewy skin. This is prime for somebody that feels dry or someone that is, you know, worried about a highlighter making them look older. First tip is when it comes to cream-based highlighters, I really think that your fingers are the best. If you're gonna use cream and powdered highlighters in conjunction, I love doing the cream first and then the powder if you really want it to like make it pop if you're a makeup artist, let's just say. With Do You, what I like to do is I just dip into the product and I usually just use my fingers to pop it on the high points of my cheek. Now you're not going under your eye, you're not going down on sort of like the apples of your cheek. It's right kind of in the middle of those two places. So right on the highest point of your cheekbone, kind of like from the center of where your eye color is, if you're looking straight ahead, upwards on sort of like a diagonal kind of lift. You're just pressing that product into the skin and letting it melt into the skin. As you can see instantly with this Do You product, it just like really gives me that glow, but doesn't look chalky or cakey at all. Also love to sort of bring it upwards a little bit here, and then I bring it right kind of like in the forefront of my brow as well. For those that have dry skin, I just find it brings a lot of really beautiful life to the whole face. Don't put it in the center because I find that's where people can get oily and it can look like oil, whereas if it's here it looks more like glowy dew. A little bit on just sort of the tip of my nose where it comes most out, and then I work just sort of down the bridge of the nose as well. And you can do this if you're somebody that you feel like you have a bigger nose, you might want to not do this. But I personally just feel like it just brings a little bit of life to my nose. I also will place it just right in the inner corners of my eyes. And again, because it's a cream-based product, you don't have to overthink it. Again, so not under my eye at all, not sort of on the apple of the cheek, just the highest point. And you can almost see sometimes when you look in the mirror where the light is grabbing, and I don't have any highlighter on at all. And you can see that it's kind of already grabbing right towards this area. So I'm just gonna follow that and place the product right where the light is pretty much already hitting. Again, forefront of the brow. I also like to put a little highlighter right under my brow bone as well. It's a nice little lift, especially if you focus kind of where the arch is, putting it more more there. It'll actually lift your brows up a little bit and give you an instant facelift. And then I always love to put a little tiny bit right on the Cupid's bow. And of course you can put just a tiny bit on your collarbone as well. So that's what you want to do with cream-based highlighters. Now, for powdered-based highlighters, there's a couple tricks. If you just want it to look really soft and natural, you don't need to spray your brush at all. You want it to really pop, and you're that kind of gal that loves to, have that kind of like reflection going on. You might want to actually spritz your brush just a little bit. Let it kind of dry off a little bit, and then you can kind of dip into that product, and it will give you even more of a pigmented kind of look to the skin. You can also mist your face too and then go in. So if I just did a light little mist, now my face has something for the highlighter to stick to, and it will kind of place itself a little bit better. Just dipping in, I always tap off. And then I just go again right in the high points of the cheek. This is very pigmented, and of course when you spray the brush and your face, it's really gonna pick up. And if you need to at any point, you can kind of just buff that right into the skin, just so it looks a little bit more natural. And then just placing it kind of everywhere that I did the cream. Just right in there. And of course you can use a brush and just go into those areas. But I do find a brush works better for powdered products. And for those over 40, actually I would say more over 50, you just wanna be a little bit careful to not accentuate the fine line. Dew does not accentuate wrinkles, it really does not. Powdered products do. So just keep that in mind when you're choosing your highlighter. That's basically what I like to do. I also love to take that powdered highlighter and again, hit the collarbone. Just right in here. Again, I always just kind of take a buffing brush and just soften it a little bit. But with all of those tricks, you should be able to have highlighter in the right places. Just remember not to get it too much on the front of the apples of the cheek. It can look like you're a little bit oily. Stay away from the center of the forehead. I like to, for the most part, stay away from the chin as well. And you should be able to have a really gorgeous glowy look without looking overly done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned a thing or two about how to properly highlight your face. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. See you later, guys. Bye.